I made the curve smooth. Mathematical modeling was done. We wrote a small report. Then my boss Venugopal said, "Why don't you write a paper? It is something unique." We all wrote a paper. It was sent to Indian Institute of Chemical Engineers Silver Jubilee session. But I didn't know Silver Jubilee session was held in my college. They listened to me. They said, "My 2 years, you could do so much of work. Very proud of you." This is a kickstart for me. Then I realized I don't worry about. I know the subject. I know the mathematical. I know the chemistry, etc. Anything, take it. Just get crash, walk through it, run through it, jump through it. You will get more than expected results. I am saying this because I am talking in SRM University. Professors are there, students are there. So nothing is impossible to surmount. It will take some more time. That's all. Okay. And with this mindset, after working uh, ISRO, at that time Sarabhai wanted to make everything indigenously. Then Professor Satish Dhawan, he came. Satish Dhawan, entirely different kind of personality. He's a Stanford University and more than university, his own university, PhD, postdoc, etc. He told us we have to make a rocket and the rocket should put a satellite in this planned orbit. This the fundamental for our survival. We have to prove that in a reasonable time. Such a poor country like India in 1970s, we were hit by oil shock because of the Egypt uh, Arab war. $1 per barrel oil price gone up to $3 per barrel. It is not increased by two; it is increased by 200%. That is how economists look at it. Okay, so whole world economy collapsed. India too. So he said, that is the time your salaries are paid from taxpayers' money. That may include your father, your mother. She is also working. So we should be conscious in building the lab, buying the equipment, doing the experiment. Whatever you can, do it. But don't go for bombastic, very high tech everywhere. Okay. This is the underlying current of both Sarabhai and Satish Dhawan. Even today, that is how your newspaper most cost effective rocket, most cost effective mission in the world. The fundamental reason is apart from Indian rupee, this basic mindset of typical all middle class mentality. If you want to save a rupee, save a rupee. That kind of mind. Okay, now we'll get into technicalities. Those days, 300 millimeter diameter rocket, 560 millimeter rocket, all those were made. Some worked, some didn't work. 300, 560 used to have a better rate. Then, as a chemical engineer, I could think of reaction pressure, etc. I thought smaller rockets have a smaller space to absorb the shock impact. A larger rocket, however large, however slightly it has that much marginal space to absorb the shock, so it doesn't blast. This fundamental thing. And I told in a meeting after many years when some failure happened, people were looked at me. Are you aerodynamics guy? No, I am a chemical. Oh, a chemical guy, because nobody knows what is chemical engineering. Chemistry, that's all. Chemical engineer is an engineer. I'm a chemist, and a chemist, I'm an engineer, and a lawyer in the presence of both. These are the words of the founder of chemical engineering in USA. It is true. Every time I have to argue that even though I'm a chemical engineer, I know theory of machines, I know DC electrical, I know AC electrical, I know even process control in instrumentation, etc. Even I have to say this to many chairman ISRO. When discussion about algorithm came, I presented. Then chairman, usually those days algorithm is used by electronics people, especially navigation and guidance and control. So he thought, what Dharraj? I thought you were mechanical. No, sir, I'm a chemical. Anyway, you are not electronics. What do you know about algorithm? Then I explain things, sir. What is algorithm? Algae, all Greek and Latin word, process and logic. Okay, algorithm is process logic. In chemical engineering, chemical industries have a lot of processes, chemical processes. They are instrumented and controlled. So algorithm is natural to chemical industries and the chemical engineers. When they saw, there was a pin drop silence. After the meeting, lot of my friends, electronic people came and hugged me. I didn't understand what the hell you're doing, Doraj. You have given a fantastic answer to our boss. We are electronics guys. With our boss, very difficult to convince and win over him on technical points. But you are a chemical guy on algorithm, you are able to convince him. Then I really got scared. Then I went to director chairman's office room. I told him, sir, so I hope I have not done anything wrong. I then explained because generally people do not know what is chemical engineering. I have been doing this for all the years. So it's the extension, don't mistake me. Then that is the beauty of ISRO management. He laughed and patted me on my back. Dwarraj, I have learned something new today. One thing is you are a chemical engineer. I thought you are a mechanical engineer. The way you are talking about so many mechanical systems. Number one. Number two, I never knew chemical engineers have such a wide spectrum of knowledge and career. Talking about algorithm was unexpected. So I am very happy for you. So this is the undercurrent of ISRO, being practical, humble, warm-hearted, affectionate to juniors, cheering them up, encouraging them. That made ISRO a fantastic teamwork-based organization. And teamwork, you know very well, the power of teamwork, they can achieve anything. Every launch, people, before when countdown starts, when TV show people face, you will see some people praying, some people looking down, not showing their face, some people biting nails. You know what? One of my bosses himself has expressed, project I told us. I know all the பாவம் நீங்க பண்ண பாவம் எல்லாம் கண்ணு முன்னாடி ஓடுதுடா டேப் ஓடிட்டு இருக்குது இந்த சின்ன எரர் அந்த மிஸ்டேக்கு இந்த டீவியேஷன் சின்ன டீவியேஷன் ஒன்றும் ஆகாது கிளியர் பண்ணது அதெல்லாம் இப்போ ஐயோ தப்பு பண்ணிட்டோமோ இந்த பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் தி ஸ்மால் திங் தி ஹோல் மிஷன் சம்திங் ஷுட் நாட் ஹேப்பன் மை காட் திஸ் இஸ் த மைண்ட் ஆஃப் எவ்ரி ஃபெலோ யூ சி ஆன் தி டிவி. They are not thinking about success or everything. Oh, I hope whatever I have done is proper, not to oversight, not nothing like overconfidence, but it's headstrongness. This is the real. We are all humans. You see, we are all compassionate people. We don't want one minor error by us to cause havoc to rest of the society. So this mindset is very, very core to their work. And then Dhawan wanted to make a workable rocket that can put a satellite. I think many of the boss asked to give proposal. Then our Abdul Kalam proposal, it was reviewed by our Dhawan, has used some IIM people, some aerospace professors. Bangalore, all discipline, all professors are available. So he judged the project evaluation in respect of cost, realizability, reliability, etc. Finally, Kalam's thing seems to be giving more comfort and confidence. No high technology, all existing solid rocket, all existing system, one or two things new, that's all. So it was approved. Actually, you know what Kalam then? Kalam, this is called the basic common sense. Common sense is more important than PhD. Sorry to say this. You will agree with me. Kalam has referred a working rocket. Americans made a Scout rocket in 1950s. First time, their first rocket that worked. Okay. Whatever information available he used. It's not possible to copy a rocket because you don't get all the information. He shaped his SLV-3 based on Scout, all solid rocket, separation system, instrumentation, all simple basic things. Okay. So somebody during discussion, they said, sir, in the middle of the project, somebody says new things, this has happened, we don't introduce this. Then Kalam told all the new proposals, look, our project aim is to put a satellite in an orbit and prove to the nation that money spent on us is meaningful. And we have to, it has to have a platform for our huge jump. Nobody is going to ask you what is the efficiency of a rocket. Have you used latest technology? Eh? All those things nobody is going to ask. Maybe subsequently, they must. First time, people are happy that job is completed. See the wisdom of Abdul Kalam. Now it may appear simple, but you people, project, final year people, when they work on project, I know, bright student, enthusiast student, they take a uphill task. They want to do a best project work. I have seen SRM many students. I said project work is not doing latest technology. It is doing something to prove that you understood your 4 years of education, applied meaningfully. That is the purpose of project work. So Kalam lesson I learned first thing is whatever you do first time, do something which is feasible. You learn from it, though go on do. See, then SLV, then but ISRO, the management day before SLV could go to launchpad itself, teams were formed to plan next augmented satellite launch vehicle. What is augmented? Make a bigger rocket, but step by step. Take two first stage rocket, attach them like a strap on. By the improved booster thrust, payload can be increased from 45 kg to 120, 150 kg. You do that. That is immediate. It won't take much time, maybe 2 or 3 years. Then we have to make a quantum jump. So PSLV was configured. PSLV study team was formed. I was such a junior man. I was member of a small committee on materials, on carbon fiber nozzle liners. So they gave the proposal of 320 crore or so, which will take 7 years time for 7 years time for realization. Generally, Government of India 5 year project, 5 year planning. Anything doable 5 year only can be sanctioned. Next 5 year, that is a general mindset. But here they allowed. PSLV, the everything is new. SLV is 17 tons. ASLV is 17 plus 20, 37 tons. Whereas PSLV 320 tons. What is the diameter of the booster? Not 1 meter of SLV, ASLV, 2.8 meter. 3 times. Huge. And one great salute to ISRO planners. For PSLV, they have chosen everything advanced technology because your time is a development work. Parallelly, you can develop. We are the first, India is the first country, PSLV is the first rocket to use a 18% nickel maraging steel rocket, motor case. Nobody has used it before. The reason is, as a mechanical engineers, generally the pressure vessel, rocket is a pressure vessel, high pressure reaction. They expand. That expansion failure is by yield stress, yield failure. Whereas in maraging steel, it's a crack failure. It won't yield, it's a very hardened chromium, high chromium content. So it will fail by crack. How to detect a crack? 1/3 crack detection was put. But 1/3 measurement technology was not there. To change to 3/5 or 3/7, etc. That is new. Then propellant, we were importing. Propellant is less resin. One of my electronic friends used to say, after seeing the propellant, solid propellant processing, hey, what is this? This is like making cake or Mysore Paku. You take a thick liquid, you pour all the solid, put in an oven, put on the heater, it becomes solid. The cake is made like that. So it's all fun. But we told them, but the cake is to be eatable. You understand? That is important. We made a cake that can push, it can fly. So ISRO decided not to depend on foreign sources for import of the basic resin. We are using carboxy-terminated polybutadiene, CTP. Polybutadiene is a thick rubber. Rubber industry, they use that. Viscosity means rubber. Okay. So propellant also viscous. So same polybutadiene resin has the basic characteristics. Then study team was formed. They were studying 2 or 3 options. But for every occasion, there is a great man, great visionary in ISRO, Dr. Vasant Kavarikal, who is a chemist or chemical engineer. He made a decision to go for hydroxy-terminated polybutadiene. Hydroxy OX simple group. Why to go for a complex group? It's very simple. And we will make it. Laboratory it was made. It was scaled up in a pilot plant. Production was given to best company in India, National Organic Chemical Industries, top in petrochemicals. ISRO doesn't produce. What industry can do, we should not. Whatever others can do in India, ISRO will not do. ISRO will do what ISRO only have to do. This is called focus and core competence. You have to improve your core competence. Don't go on building everything. L&T makes steel hardware. Walchan Nagar Pune makes a dome hardware. Godrej made liquid engine. Godrej is making a cryogenic engine. My engineer uncle, general manager, he asked me when I went to Bombay, hey, what is this? How Godrej is giving making engine? I asked, is it true? Is it true? Hey, they are making a cupboard and lock. Huh? How can they can make an engine? I asked my learned uncle, what what lock you have? You use cartridge. What cupboard you have? Cartridge. I said why? Cartridge of cupboard, sheet alignment, door alignment is pakka anytime. Whether kid or me or wife, servant, whoever pushes, one throw. Lock why? Now cartridge lock is very reliable and keys are unique. Look, what is the technology involved making a cupboard which can be closed, opened by anyone, but till it is very tight? What is the precision involved? Lock. What is a lever design in lock? Huh? What are the options and the variations? So Godrej is a high-tech company, precision engineering company. That is why they are making engine. He really stood up, general manager in a top factory. He came and hugged me. Fantastic people, I say. I think you are not only scientists, you are all great engineers. I said, we are a scientist, a stroke engineer by office order. We are both. So why I am sharing with you is, let us not confine ourselves to our particular field. I am electrical, I am mechanical, I am a scientist. No, we have studied all the basics. In fact, science is more difficult than engineering. You know why? Science has only one solution for any problem. You take any scientific problem, that way science has law of Newton. Okay, science, law of thermodynamics. Science is unique. You have to find the one solution which is invisible to you. That's why hats off to scientists, PhDs. Engineering for one problem, you can have so many solutions. You want to build a flyover, there can be half a dozen ways and a dozen designs. You want to design a bus, more than one design. You want to design a wristwatch, anything, specs, the specs, how many designs are there? So engineering is not very difficult, it's amenable to ordinary human brain, but science requires fundamental depth because you have to dig deep to find that one solution, single solution, unique solution. Okay. Then next question you will ask me, sir, what is technology? BTech. The BTech came become IITs when they collaborated with Germany, other Western countries. They brought in BTech. And AC College Technology, they had a chemical, textile, and leather. The reason is you take textile, we are wearing beautiful dresses, nice saris, fine saris, and raiment pant, etc. Is there engineering? Now engineering is there, but the design, the pattern is left to artistic mind. There is no limiting factor. So technology is something which uses science and engineering, but much more than. What is that much more? It is artistic form. I'll ask you a simple question. You would have taken simple idli, vada, biryani, everything all over the place. But still, when you come and eat at home, you get satisfaction. Happiness is something. Happiness is temporary. It's the operate. But satisfaction is permanent. Why? When mother's food, your body is used to and conditioned. Number two, when mother prepares food, it is not simply roasting rava and pouring ghee. No, mother's mind is with the child, boy or daughter or son. I am making upma for him, idli for him. What time he will come? Will the train be delayed? Huh? He likes to take it hot. Okay, have I started early or should I stop and restart? So when the mother's mind is with them, you get fantastic foods. So any work we do with both brain and mind, brain and heart. it will give you amazing product. You try it, you test it, you can discuss with your mother also. I am sure mother professors will agree with me like the way the science professors agreed with you. Okay. So ASLV, we thought ASLV is a simple task. Make two more fellow, okay, attached by the side. We can do it 2 years, 3 years, all that we made. Then at that time we made one more step. The To improve the payload, the solid loading or flame temperature coming out of nozzle has to be more. So aluminum is the fuel in the solid motor. Aluminum, when it burns, how bright it is, that increases the temperature, gives the propulsion energy. So from 12%, which was considered to be safe, those days we had a horizontal mixture, slowly mixing, and a slow small one. Any friction, it may be dangerous, very dangerous. Solid propellant plant is not open for visitors in Shigarikota or Trivandrum. Number of stations are there at a safe distance, and every operation is risky. No, we cannot assume anything. Safety committee clears before operation for every process. Okay, so PSLV, ASLV increased 6% more, 18%. Because PSLV also it is decided. 18%, same imported regime we have made. Test was there. That is the time, my dear friends, 1984. After working in material research, carbon fiber, carbon cloth, I read a book on core competence. I realized VSSC core competence in rocket. In a rocket center, why I should work on materials? I can work in NPL, NCL, CGCRA, anywhere. So I decided to move to rocket. Then I was trying to see the link, composite, fiber, all that. I thought PSL upper stage, I can go. I met the doctor, project director. He said, welcome. Sir, I don't know anything about rocket. No, we are PSLV is new all of us. We all learn together. But the people in middle level like you are required with some experience. Please join us. I had to go on leave. When we came back, I find that I was supposed to join the fourth stage solid rocket. The solid rocket was converted into liquid rocket. I attended a library session. They listed the advantages of liquid over solid. Even I could understand liquid is advantageous. Solid, once you start, you can't shut off. It will burn full. Liquid, you can increase the flow rate, reduce the flow rate. You can close the valve. So terminal stage of the rocket to inject the satellite into correct orbit, all these precisions are required. That is why liquid was, I understood. I thought, thank God I didn't join, otherwise I'd be without job. After a week, the same project director saw me. Where is your application, transfer application? I am looking for it. Sir, what is this? You don't have a job. We need people like you. I told you. Okay, you are a chemical guy. Are you ready to go to Shigarikota? Sir, I have never been there. Then you are the right person. See the response. A new person, new place, you'll always do wonders. So I went to Shigarikota 84. I read some of the rocket books, all Greek and Latin to me. Then I learned ASLV propellant casting. When I joined, first ground test of ASLV booster was there, rocket in horizontal condition, mounted to a thrust frame. Okay, nozzle is a tilted nozzle because it is strap on. So it was news to me. I was just looking at it without understanding anything. Then test started. 42 seconds is the burn duration. Countdown started. 1, 2, 3. Everybody clapped. 40, 41, 42. Suddenly nozzle separated, has flown about 50 meters. There was only one tree outside near beach side. The nozzle has covered the tree and the tree was burning. People were in shock. Shell shock. I was shell shocked. My goodness, such things can happen. Then people studied, some teams were formed, etc. I was supposed to return to Trivandrum from Shigarikota to take my family, vacate my Trivandrum house and move to Shigarikota. I told my boss, sir, fourth day from now, he said, Dharraj, stay back and collect all the data. You are not coming to Trivandrum. Yes, sir, I already thought 3 days will do. I'll come fourth day. He said, no, you don't leave now. Okay, you stay here, get all the data till we give you okay you don't book your ticket. My goodness, everything is. Then you realize this is a normal life for anyone in ASLV, PSLV, GSLV, wherever project you work. Project time schedule is important. All other things are back burner. First lesson I learned, so I was very I was softened in my future also. Then for my wife also, she also understood. Whatever he says, nothing is reliable, nothing can be final. Whatever happen, it will happen. Okay. So PSLV, we had doubt. One segment is 28 tons. 5 segments are 135 tons. How to handle with the live propellant? By chance crane fails, by chance something fallen loose, explosion. So in a solid propellant plant, it has to be handled over dozen stations. So for handling alone, a dummy segment with a concrete weight, but same shape, same interfaces was made. Handling was done everywhere. We have made some more than 50 correction in our operation because we learned by doing this dry run how we should do. So afterwards, handling was done properly without thing. Then the PSLV solid motor test went on successful. Then second test also we have gone. Second test was over. We are Sundaresan was the project manager. We worked like a real family. Unfortunately, he died after retirement. Fantastic fellow for Madurai Tyagaraja College and PhD Tech. And we went to control room, got the plot. We had the old plot. We put one over other. There was only one graph. It is a M-shaped curve. Okay, up, down, etc. But still, we are shocked. We checked, sir, is the data correct? Is the latest motor test data? It looks exactly identical. The Srinivasan, who is a boss, who is on DAFR, amazing other person, VT person, he said, it's a credit to you guys, not to me. No debit to me, no credit to me. When he took the graph in to meet our boss, they were stunned. Fantastic. Have you checked with the Srinivasan? Srinivasan has checked only given. You know what happened afterwards? Everybody clapped, everything fine. On returning, third test we have to prepare. Mysore Sundaresan thought, if the two tests have given consistent performance, we do a third one. Suppose it's slightly different. Will you go for fourth test? Will you go for fifth test? We asked the question open for our bosses. No proper answer. Then a committee was constituted. We wrote a detailed note, Mysore Sundaresan, to them, how every part was proven. The committee concluded third test was not required. ISRO is the only country in the world who has the guts, or you call it audacity, to go for flight test based on only 2 ground tests. The Western people, they go by book text statistics. To say a rocket system has that much reliability, you have to do 7 tests, 6 must be consistent, must be success. First 3 should be consistent. They all the statistical formula, 2 sigma, 3 sigma dispersion, coefficient of variation, all the things are put. They do mathematical things that mathematics decide, tell them what to do. Whereas we are intelligent and intuitive. This is a gift of the greatest civilization, India, in the world. I don't think any other Western population uses intuition like your grandma or my grandfather or my wife or my mother and me. We all do it regularly. Okay, this is all uniqueness because we are the greatest, oldest, ancient civilization in the world. We have gone through the mills. Our genes are different, DNA is different. Trust yourself, believe yourself. Okay, though PSLV was successful, we are all very happy. Giant 138 ton. In fact, it is called S125, solid 125. 128 tons of propellant by earlier calculation, etc. But you see, my dear friend, after making the actual paste in a large size vertical mixture, okay, huge mixture, because the mixing characteristic, etc., the density has gone slightly high, very slightly high. See, in 125, if the density goes up by 0.6 6%, 0.2%. You can imagine how many tons it will go up. So it has become S139. It was 138 plus. To be safe side, we call it S139. Till now, same density is give. Thank God. My dear friends, density is very important. Never underestimate one parameter in your scientific work. Okay. Then PSLV, you are happy. Then second stage is liquid stage. Mr. Naveen Narayan, Dr. Muthurayan, they developed. Liquid stage is so complex. We worked together with the French team. Together we have acquired, came and etc. Third stage is a solid again. Because as the rocket leaves the Earth's gravitational pull, farther it goes, it requires small motor, small thrust, vacuum, no resistance, no air. So 7 tons of solid motor is sufficient for a third stage to take it further. But we have gone for Kevlar epoxy composite motor case. Kevlar polyaramide fiber. It was a very latest material at that time. Now it is very common. Okay. And we have decided to go for flux nozzle. Nozzle will be there. Control forces will small rockets will control the trajectory. Whereas this is a small rocket vacuum, you need a small control force. So the nozzle itself made slightly vectoring. Nozzle itself has got a small thrust motor. Based on the input, slightly it will deviate. It will put in the correct trajectory. Two tests were, first test was on metal, it was okay. Composite test was okay. Composite test we repeated, Kevlar epoxy, that was also okay. When we go for third test with the flexing of nozzle flexing also we have done trial before. We started, motor blasted, nozzle end blasted. We were shocked. We thought 139-ton motor worked, 7-ton motor didn't work. What is the issue? Then we understood. Don't judge by size. This Chota 7-ton motor has got a huge technologies. Any small error in high tech, you have to pay a price. We understood what are the different forces, torque level, where it exceeded, where is the thermal load, mechanical load, thermomechanical load, etc. Then it was rectified. First, terminal stage is small liquid engine. This is PSLV. Okay. Then PSLV, maybe because of the rugged design, was slight excess design margin, it is proved to be a workhorse, one of the most reliable rockets in the world. All the customers from abroad, every continent comes to PSLV to launch a smaller rocket because they know it works, it is cost effective, it is reliable. Okay, that is the story of PSLV. But when you go for GSLV, it is cryogeny. It is completely different story. I will not go into it. Mine 20 Kelvin. You understand? As you go near absolute zero, you know how difficult it is. Liquid hydrogen, 20 Kelvin. Fantastic. It's a different topic itself. Then what to do after GSLV? This is a topic. Then only parallelly France was working. We are also working. Finally, this configuration. This is the Mark III is the ideal configuration where solid has to be strapped. It has to be dropped afterwards. It gives higher thrust that is required to leave the earth. So it should be dropped after doing the job. Then liquid engine, core, combined engine, same Viking engine. One liquid engine development takes years together. Liquid flow, you know very well. What all the characteristics are there. Once you prove a liquid engine, you don't change anything. Like solid, don't change any formulation. Liquid, you don't touch anything. It worked. Same engine is used in LVM3 also. But cryogenic engine, after getting Russian technology, working on it, developing on it, etc., it's a great bold move by our ISRO management to go for our own engine C25, like PSLV solid rocket. We will learn whatever shortfalls, less efficient, etc. It is our animal, it is our baby. We know how to treat it. Okay. With that, more C20 was developed, and the C20 project director Narayanan, who may be a next chairman ISRO, probably I don't know. We worked in close interaction because cryo mean we want to have a core team support specialist role. He was a mixture ratio and thrust regulator control specialist. So those control system electronics were developed by ISRO world first time. Rocket is hardware by Russian, control system by India, electronics. So we should have everything. So all the experts were involved. He's a fantastic learner and a typical modest performer. I can't forget Dr. Narayanan. Okay, he joined after diploma, done his AMIE, done his MTech cryo in IIT Kharagpur, joined as a cryogenic control system expert, then completed PhD also. So friends, continuous education is a must. It is possible nowadays. In nowadays, you have to take leave, attend at least 2 years. Now, one semester you can attend, okay, write more exam, still you can get a degree. All people should improve, upgrade their education. So Mark 3, as I said, electronics is shrinking and 4 ton is a satellite weight. All over the world, 410 becomes some kind of standard for satellite, whether communication or weather communication especially. Because of the power of the chips, Pentium chips, thumbnail size, what a circuit, what a power brain it has got. So more or less the current view is this Mark III vehicle will serve ISRO for quite some time. Okay, 4 ton satellite more than not required. That is a general thing. As I understand, talking to my younger members, I am not competent to say everything with 100% assurance. So now the ISRO next. What next is the question? Next is manned mission. This is our PM's directive also. When we say manned mission, we will discuss in ISRO. One of our women scientists stood up and asked the question, "Sir, why you call it manned mission? We cannot go in that mission. It's only for man." No, no, no. Then chairman corrected. We understood. Sit down, lady. We will call it human mission. It is called human in space. His. Then this. After that also it becomes his. So we don't use abbreviation. You say human in space. That is our mission. But as I said, sending a human to space is not very difficult. I can be put, you can be put, can go. But can he can you be left there? Can he be left there ever? We have to be brought back, That is the huge challenge, unimaginable challenge. Because the descent is, you have to get through descent aerodynamics more complicated. Accent, you have one force to fight against, G, gravitational force. You see aircraft pilot. When they climb up, initially they start slowly, then after some time, reasonably they get into that. Whereas descent, if you fly from Trivandrum to Madras, pilot will announce, "We are over Trichy town." Then within few seconds he will say, "The descent for Meenambakam has started. Where are your seatbelts?" So descent, you have to balance between aircraft thrust and G of the earth. Okay, G of the earth, you can't do anything about it. So then you are entering into aircraft flies in atmosphere because aircraft carries only fuel. It does not carry oxidizer. All engineers, scientists should know because air is an oxidizer. Whether you want to go to space, you have to carry oxidizer. Air storable or cryogenic fuel oxidizer. 2 tanks separate and flow into engine. So the descent is every pilot will be extremely alert during descent because there is no place for even minor deviation. Because the wheels and body should touch down, should be so slow, so smooth. The passengers don't feel even that small jerk, but small jerk is always inevitable. So these are the challenges when we talk what next. Okay, if we want to, our next program of ISRO India is send a human to space Prime Minister's open directive to Chairman ISRO. Okay, it's a parliament decision. Prime Minister said we have to do it. We are all the people working on it. First thing is reliability of the rocket has to increase. How to increase reliability of the rocket? We have to move towards Western philosophy. That means you can't do two tests, both are consistent, I can go ahead. That doesn't really apply here. You want to make a valve, critical valve, you make from use the same set of material. That is a common. Use the same set of material. Use the same set of workshop, if possible, even worker. Okay, make number of pieces. Test some half a dozen pieces. All should give consistent results. Then you use. If there is an inconsistency, throw the lot out. Throw out the lot. Re-examine the machine. Re-examine the machinist whether he has a health problem or anything is there. So the consistency meeting the statistical parameters is very, very crucial for human flight. Already ISRO people are working in the respective level by doing more component, doing more tests, getting to all area. They are trying to build a statistically reliable components, assembly, subsystem, hence a rocket take human to space. Okay, I think I have exceeded my time limit because unfortunately, as I said, the the work right from first day, everything's green in my memory. Okay, so once I start enjoying, looking back to the period, remembering friends, ambient, etc. God is great. I thank profusely Dr. Vikram Sarabhai and Sri Ananda Bhartman Swami for putting me under his lotus feet. Thank you. Thank you. Any questions, welcome.
Thank you, sir. And now the house is open for Q&A. So if you have any question, you can ask directly from the speaker. You are requested to please introduce you a little, such that speaker can connect with you during the conversation. Now the Q&A session has been started. You can ask your question directly to speaker.
If questions come only, I will be satisfied that at least some of you were listening to me. If no question comes, I have to curse only one Devi, that is Nitra Devi. I hope I have not put you all under her feet. Come on, no question is a silly question. Every question is a valid question. As I said, if I know, I will answer. If I do not know, I will come back, send the answer to Sinjil or Puja. Post. Don't assume that I am master of all, nothing. Knowledge is an ocean. We are all trying to catch one fish, two fish here and there, standing in the shore. Come on, SRM students are known for asking question on anything. At least some faculties can open out. See, the first question requires guts. Once first question asked, I know, number of questions will follow. That fear, that block, mental block, throw it out. Throw it out. What is this?
Sir, I have one question.
Welcome.
This is Pooja from ISTEM office. So, like you said, in your early career, it was like, okay, I don't want to join this organization due to n number of issues like that. I have the similar issues. I'm very young at this age, and I have these issues like I want to join an organization where I feel my work will be what you can say rewarded, or maybe as of now, what I'm doing from here, that my work would show some impact to the country in one way or other. But as a scientist, as a researcher that is inside me, I feel like I'm not contributing to my greatest potential. So what you will advise to this dilemma of a person who is just starting the career, who want to give the impact, like from my STEM, I can create a huge impact on the country. But as a researcher, somehow I feel like I should be on the research part.
This is a normal mind for anyone in the early stages. Okay, don't worry, you are not alone. We are all together. Okay, number one. Number two, you know, I learned at the age of 40 or 45 only that one word said, one sentence in Bhagavad Gita: don't look for results. Do your duty honestly, sincerely, mindfully. Result will come. Maybe immediate, maybe after some time, maybe little late. It will come. I'm telling you, as I told you, my algorithm example, eh, how many after 20 years I was able to, a kind of challenge. I surprised the ISRO chairman. You understand? So whatever you study, whatever you do, knowledge will always come to your help sometime or other. You have a patience. Don't worry about result. Nobody knows result. No one. People, one thing I can tell you, people who look for one parameter, they never get that parameter. People who work for only purely money, they find it very difficult to get it. Whereas people without that in the front of their mind, they work something which is passionate, which is closer to their heart. After all the hard work, money will pour. You would have seen. You can discuss with your parents also. Everybody is a human, it's a natural. So you don't worry about result. If you decide to do something, do it, but always discuss with your friends. It is the greatest strength. Friends are greatest strength. Okay. And as I said, a friend who challenges you, criticizes you, asks you uncomfortable question, and he or she is a real friend because she has woken you up from your slumber. So don't worry, Pooja. Whatever you do, wholeheartedly. That's all, nothing else. You learn whatever you do. Be friendly. Okay, be friendly with. No, still I tell you.
At this stage, yes, it's important
Okay,
to,
that's the
yeah.
only thing. Are you? Is it satisfied? Are you somewhat satisfied with my answer?
Yes, sir. At this stage, I should focus on like
Focus.
working
Focus is all right.
diligently. Yeah,
Focus is all right. Don't worry about result. Don't you work.
sure, sir, sure.
That's all.
So one more question from Mr. Ashok Kumar. Based
Yeah.
on the news that we are planning to launch a manned mission into space, so
Uh,
what the approach and exploration strategy would be the steps and consideration? Okay, so it's
repeat.
about the manned mission to the space. So
What
what
is
is the
the?
approach? What is
What
the
is the?
approach and exploration strategy? Like what is the
You,
strategy of ours? Like what will be the steps and consideration that we will take on this time for a manned mission?
it's a
Like for
huge.
Chandrayaan.
See, it's a
Yeah.
huge. As I told you, already lot of planning work is going on. It's a long road. See, one thing, as I told you, bring back bring back a person safely to earth. It's a huge challenge. People are working on it. All the rocket components, the reliability have to be improved. Even failure probability should be reduced to least fraction. Okay, all those things are already in progress. Plus, the doctors, medical people have to be involved. Probably we may need the support of Russian also, who are masters in human in space. They are way, way ahead. I have one interesting example, real thing. Okay, if you know this, you will understand what is the, who is the human being who stayed in space for the longest period. At least, do you know what is the longest period for which a human being stayed in space? Anybody knows? Or any guess? One chance. How many days? How many weeks? How many months? Anyone? Okay, I will tell you the answer. You will be amazed. The Russian cosmonaut Valery Polyakov has the longest single stay in space. Okay, single consecutive stay, not over going and coming back. That is 437 days and 17 hours. That is more than 1 year. 8th January 1994, he went into space. 22 March 1995 only he could come back. You know what is the reason? When he went to space from Kazakhstan Cosmodrome, Soviet Union was the country, he was having Soviet Union passport. No passport required to go to space, just I am stressing the nationality. But during his stay in space, Soviet Union broke down into 7 European countries and 9 Asian countries. There was a pandemonium, no bread, no milk, no water. Communism was put aside. Communist roles were changed. People were revolted, they come to street. Okay? It took so much time, nobody could remember that some one guy is in space, orbiting the earth. So after some, because Kazakhstan has gone to an Asian country, Soviet Union, Moscow has got some 20-25 space centers, unique. Control system, electronics, liquid, control, large, small, etc. Whereas launch alone, they go to Kazakhstan. Now Kazakhstan, if they have to brought back, Kazakhstan has to be involved. Kazakhstan is a rebel country now. Russia is separate. So it took more than 1 year and 3 to 4 months to decide, come to understanding, so that he can be brought back. Very can that from this, as an engineer scientist, what do you infer? I infer the design reliability and design margin and design safety. I am sure they would never have thought of this situation, but the designer has the mind and to think about due to any error, even machine, anything, it may be overstayed. So we do not know even beyond. That means food was available for 1 year, 4 or 5 months, oxygen available, air available, all the machines were working, power system, batteries in night time, solar in the daytime was working. Multiple complex systems were working for 1.5 years to make the man alive. Can you imagine what is the kind of engineering, technology, testing is required if we want to send an Indian to space and we plan to keep him or her there for about 1 month due to some reason, weather or machine, due to some reason, it goes beyond 3 or 4 months. Can you imagine what is the margins involved in designing such a spacecraft, increasing its mass, increasing the rocket payload? So these are all the some of the things what is visible are understood by me. There are hundreds and umpteen kind of things are there. Human test chamber. You have to undergo all the load. What the temperature there? Minus space. Human being will be given warm suits, etc. Still, anything can fail. When you're sleeping, by chance, suit has gone one place. You understand? So, to send a human in space, it will require years and years, and hope we will be getting some Soviet support where doctors, lot of medical doctors are required, body condition should be completely understood, medicine should be planned, reserved, which are space worthy. So it is but the day it happens, we will be number one in the world. And I wish you could be one of the Gaganauts to go to space. All the best.
Thank you, sir. It was like quite exploration that there are so many different branches that act together, so many different fields of science and technology that come together to make space science something that it is. So, sir, there is one more question from Hari Balaji
Hello.
R.
Welcome. Welcome.
Yes, sir. You can continue.
Hari,
Yeah,
continue.
Pranam sir. I am Kumar Gaurav, PhD scholar from Aerospace Department.
Please speak loud. Are you a faculty?
No sir, I am a PhD scholar from Aerospace
PhD
Department.
scholar. Excellent. Wonderful. I am lucky.
So I was working in the lab and I was listening to your story. It
Speak
was
louder, please.
really
Speak louder. You start louder, then come go down. Speak
uh,
loud.
sir, I'm in the lab. I can't speak that louder. So I was listening to you, sir. I was working and listening to you. Your story was wonderful and it was inspiring. You spoke about Vikram Sarabhai, Satish Dhawan, and all. So, sir, I think next mission of ISRO for lunar surface will be a sample return. So, sending a man or woman to the lunar surface will take some time. Maybe Chandrayaan 15 or 20 will be that mission. So, next mission, I think it would be a sample return. So, what do you think? How much far it is to get a sample back from the moon to Earth?
It's a very good question. But see, the planning is done always based on the output of the earlier mission. Now, Chandrayaan 3 has collected, sent lot of data. The scientists will be analyzing, trying to understand, verifying the veracity of the information, etc. There's a very intense discussion will take place. Based on this available data, they will go next step in the next mission. Okay, that is how the risky, expensive missions are planned step by step with full understanding and little exploration. Okay, everything cannot be exploration, everything cannot be understanding. So you have to go step by step, uh, get useful data, use the data properly to our benefit. That will be our approach. As you rightly put, you have nicely numbered Chandrayans. I like that. That means you know what it is. You have the flavor of these, no, Chandrayaan missions. Very
Yes, sir,
nice.
we are closely following the ISRO's success. So everyone knows now. Everyone is pumped up, and everyone feel proud for the success of ISRO, and we are really grateful to see those success in our era.
Yes, all see with see no other country has got as I said earlier such a youth like you who is very keen on education and such a massive population of parents. Whatever is they want their kids to get the best education. Okay, with all this knowledge, power, definitely we'll be on top of the world. All the dreams will come true. Absolutely. There's no doubt. We are otherwise also we are developing every field, commerce, business, export, everything. I want to share one thing which I didn't tell you. You won't believe. Now you know we are exporting rice, exporting wheat, exporting egg, everything because we are surplus, everything. In fact, we have sent some free to some countries which are affected by earthquake or something else. We are such an affordable nation now. But when I was studying in SSLC, we are standing every day. I go stand in queue to get 100 or 150 grams of rice. Every day we get rice for next day. Because rice was not available. Weather failed. Famine across the nation. No rice was available. To get rice import, we didn't have such a foreign exchange to pay. So, from such a position, coming to this stage is a fantastic development by every Indian, whether he is a ordinary, officer or an office or private company executive or MLA or MP or minister here, everybody. See, see, all the politicians they talk because their party they want the party to win. Once anyone become a responsible minister or chief minister, then you see how they transform themselves completely from the earlier stand to do better things for nation, for the state. They think as a society, as a nation. So, a country like India, with such a huge Indian youth population is more than European youth population. Of the people after the age of 17, they want to go and enjoy life in a free restaurant or somewhere. Where you guys are doing graduation, post-graduation, PhD, that too postdoctoral fellow abroad. So the knowledge thrust and knowledge acquisition by people like you will make India number one in the country. Whatever Chandrayaan missions you people are looking forward, imagining, it will take place in a very quick succession. I have no doubt about it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your answer.
Thank you, sir. So there is one question from Hari Balaji R. Can you please talk about the initial development days of CE 7.3, 7.5 engine? That is the cryogenic rocket engine.
Please come again. Initial development of
CE 7.5, the cryogenic rocket engine, sir. That
okay.
was developed by ISRO.
Okay, yeah.
So do you want to talk
Yes,
a little
yes.
about it?
So before that, a small prelude to liquid engine. The liquid engine development team, it is called the propulsion. Propulsion is a core. It's a very strong, powerful team of mechanical engineers. They do anything, any shape, anything. I know my seniors, I used to amaze at their ability. They know all the machines and fabrication methods, assembly, etc. And Dr. Muthanayagam, Purdue, PhD in thermodynamics, Madras University gold medalist from Alapaka College, Karakudi, he was the boss. And only 2 years back, when I was close to him in an informal get together, I asked him, Sir, I want to know how many years you took for your PhD in thermodynamics from Purdue. It is 2 years and 8 months. Can you imagine? Can you imagine thermodynamics PhD, the two from Purdue, whose their mathematical and conceptual level is beyond my imagination? Such a great engineer. He was the brain behind liquid and cryo. Okay. And you heard popular Nabinar and all those people working with him. And after when SLV was about to be launched, then but under development, people thought about next generation. They thought liquid engine is the future, leave alone cryo. Liquid engine is. When I joined, there was a cryogenic technology project. Dr. B. Chokalingam was the engineer chief. Sarabhai formed this cryogenic technology team in 1970. Study team. They want, their job is to collect information what is required to be done if you want to make a cryogenic engine. What lab, what machine, what tests are required. This is study. The study itself is a huge phenomenon. You understand? So that was formed. Once Dhawan came, he said, first let us prove. All those things will take up later. So in however, Dr. Muthanayagam is an international personality, and he had some Europeans working with him in Purdue and in NASA. He maintained a good touch, and one such French senior scientist, when they were developing liquid engines, you know, before that, European Space Research Organization (ESRO) was formed in 1960s after NASA success. It is a combination of 11 European countries because they found on those economic time after oil shock of 60s, no one country can afford to make rocket. So they all combined together, formed European Space Research Organization to make rocket. Okay, France took the lead. Then when they were trying to develop, they are not able to get scientists or engineers, young people from college. Or the reason is they never thought space will have a future. After 12 successful failure of European Space Research Organization of 11 European nations, you tell me which European graduate will come and join. So they had a good plan, but they didn't have the manpower. So once in the seminar, when this was discussed with Dr. Muthanayagam, the topic of why not send some ISRO engineers to work there. Eh? Because ISRO, salary is very less, and even double the salary, triple the salary will be very happy bonus for ISRO engineers, whereas Europe, French salaries are very high, definitely. So Muthanayagam also thought Then he came back, he discussed with higher officials. It was found to be a good proposal. Then a team of people, it's a big method of selection. Fields were identified by French, further defined by Indians. So then interviews were held. Engineers asked up for interview. Slowly, one by one, teams were held. Before that, they were having a pressure transducer unit in France. It was used only by ESRO. When ESRO was closed, that plant didn't have any work. At that time, we were not able to get transducer import from USA very fast. Then when you go for expansion, Dr. Muthanayagam probably thought it is worth. And negotiation took place, and he was instrumental getting the pressure transducer unit imported and set up in Bangalore. So all the ISRO pressure transducers were indigenized, supplied from Bangalore, such a plant which was closed. This is the first move he made. Successfully, next one is continued for development of Viking engine. They called Viking, we called VCAS. There, some more than 60, 70 engineers have gone. Some people stayed there for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, some people 3 months, 6 months, etc. So that maximum number of people were given an exposure to this technology. Naminaran was stationed there to take care of everything. Place was near France. They came back at the end of 70s, late early beginning. They started making Viking engine. Luckily, we had, as I said, Godrej was there, MTAR Hyderabad was there. India had a lot of industrialists who are very happy to participate in national missions. So Viking engine was ready in time. There was a competition between Viking engine will be ready or PS1 solid booster will be ready. First stage or second stage, open race among all the team. Okay, so going on, but they had to identify a new place. Kerala, Trivandrum is a highly populated, landlocked country. You can't have a huge center for testing dangerous, chemicals. So Mahendragiri near, it should be closer to Trivandrum. So Mahendragiri near Nagarkoil, between Nagarkoil and Tirunelveli, where you see a barren land was identified. There also typical Sarabhai's culture of aligning with the nature was applied. T. and Session was a joint secretary. Mr. Nabinarayan, Muthanayagam, few more people were there. So they located Mahendragiri because it is closer to a mountainous region just outside Nagarkoil. Afterwards, towards Tirunelveli, it is slowly converting, became into a barren land. And Mahendragiri has a one ancient story. How far it is true, I don't know. It seems that is the place Rishi Agastya has done a prayer seeking Shivan's blessings. You see, even every place has got interesting history and a background, so that nature is with us, all the gods are with us for us to be successful. Mahendragiri is a beautiful green location, beautifully light. It was started as a small test facility. As per the growth was more, became a assembly center, test center, development center. It is an independent center like any other ISRO where liquid engine development, cryogenic development, all are taking place. Back to your story. When our people made a first liquid engine means not turbine, etc. Simple nozzle and a combustion chamber where one side you send a pressurized fuel, other side pressurized oxidizer. UDMH N2O4, UDMH unsymmetrical dimethyl hydrazine, and dynamic were sent. They were waiting. Countdown started, valves, everything open, it has gone, nothing happened. It did not ignite. Then people done a great research, survey, data analysis, then they found as they burn, they are hypergolic. Just coming into contact, they will burn. But to burn, there should be a mixture ratio of oxidizer to fuel. In those conditions of composition, only ignition can take place. So that composition condition failed to come when they allowed fuel and oxidizer. So they worked hard, they tested. so many velocity, speed of pump, speed of pipe, etc. in the ground system. Finally, after 3 months, I expert review test started. Countdown. 3, 2, 1, 0, boom. Blast. Blast. Nothing was there. No data. First one, no ignition. Second one, blast, no data. How to go about it? After a lot of discussion, theoretical estimate, our Nambi Narayan openly acknowledged to ISRO chairman. Sir, we never had such a disaster in any of the system. There may be failure, but here and there we will be able to understand something. Here, again, you have to start from zero. I think we may take how many years, I don't know. We should not be the cause for ISRO growth. So it is time we go for a foreign collaboration. Now collaboration is required. Then Muthanayagam knows his French team. So that is how the Viking engine was co-developed by ISRO engineers and France engineers. So that we have got all the drawings, all the access with them. There's no technology transfer. We are a technology team. So Viking engine, Mahendra work started. Viking engine also, every liquid engine will have lot of fluid flow will have the problem. Somehow our engineers have withstood all the strain. They are resilient enough to make successful test. Engine test is one thing. Then engine is mounted at the bottom of the stage you have seen. Above that, oxidizer tank, fuel tank is there. You have to do a stage test in the flight configuration. That is simply another kettle of fish. For that, you have to set up a separate test stand where the stage can be mounted, again propellant line, from ground to propellant should be loaded into tank, from tank it has to loading. So everything takes time, building facilities, testing. So stage test also, it took 3 or 4 years from engine test to stage test. That was also done. So there was a race between S139, PS1 stage and Viking PS2 stage. In the same year, both were completed. There was a satisfaction to both teams. But the small rocket, PS3 and PS4, PS only pressurized system, no motor moving part, nothing. But every small rocket work also has its own problem. It's all overcome. It was launched. This is a story about liquid engine. But your answer to the story about C7.5 is same story exactly repeated in cryo. First small test, no ignition, no pump, etc. Only nozzle and combustion chamber, allow the liquid hydrogen, liquid oxygen inside. Second test, after a lot of study and simulation, blast. So by the time people realized, well, work itself was realized, we should go. So global tenders were called for. As usual, roughly Americans said, why do you want to see? It takes 10, 15, 20 years. We took 20 years. Why you struggle? Send your satellite, we will launch. So, our business approach. French said little moderately to India, hey, why do you want to take so much of trouble in spending years? We will supply engine. You assemble and launch. Why do you want to develop on your own? But we want to make everything indigenous. So people have worked day and night. And Viking engine also came through. Same philosophy was followed for cryo, where Russians supplied 2 working engine, working stages. It came from Russia, where the electronics was very backward. Our electronics people are masters. When we took Russian to our electronic lab, they were stunned. What is this? One component is imported from UK. Another one is from France. The chip is from USA. Another thing was Switzerland. All are having different national standard, different interfaces. So how can you fly them? It is impossible. Then our young 20, 25 engineers said, I asked them, sir, we put adapters, sir. We are masters of adapting everything, They put electronic adapters. They know this end characteristic. They know other end characteristics. They built a small bridge, make a hardware lab itself, connect, test. All are together. All international chips are in talking terms, in communicating terms. The Russian low cost chairman put his hand on his table. I can't imagine, man. I cannot imagine. How this, that is how you launched PSL all these years? Yes. All launches are like this only. Then they said, I have never seen such a combo hardware knowledge and software knowledge anywhere in the world. It is unthinkable for us. Okay. So that is the mind of Indians. Okay. And last one, the PO GSLV, same thing applicable to Cryo also. Cryo also, it took time. Cryogenic engine also, cryogenic is much more complicated, but we learn from our earlier. A small lesson learned always are useful. I want to share one small experience. In GSLV launch, it's a very peculiar GSLV, very big. Mark II is a peculiar rocket because intermediate rocket. We take time to make a Mark III kind of rocket. It takes 10 years. So we have made center core, 4 liquid engine, same liquid engine, tanks are different, strap on. So when the flight sequence, liftoff is the greatest event in rocket. You know something? If the liftoff happens, people clap hand because rocket has left Mother Earth. It has left the launch pad. Imagine a situation. Rocket fires partly doesn't develop sufficient thrust to lift off and it fires in ground. What will you do? What will you do? Take another situation. When you say zero, rocket boost doesn't ignite. What will you do? What safety officer will do? When you go near the rocket, when you start disassembly, you disassemble top fellow, you know. When you disassemble top, some mechanical force will happen in the bottom, anything will happen. So the lift off of rocket from the launch pad, from the Mother Earth is comparable to child delivery. Child delivery is the greatest sacrifice by mothers. That is why mother is always special to a child. Okay. So nothing is guaranteed. It has to happen naturally. It has to happen properly. Okay. So these are all the hurdles and risks. Luckily, it didn't happen to us, the rocket problem. But once in ground test, it happened. It didn't ignite. After 1 day wait outside water cooling, etc., we came. And the reason is people are overdoing simple loose contact. Simple loose contact. Those days, now electronics is perfect. Okay, connected. Those days, connected standards and all, you know very well. That if you use Indian connectors for a ground test, one may be loose, one may be very tight, etc. If it is tight, you apply force, some slight one bend may happen. That is why all the flight connectors are imported. All the flight connectors. You can't allow, you can't be penny wise, pound foolish. Okay, that precision, that standard, why it is not India is there is no demand for such a connector in Indian electronics industry, which are still in developing stage. Therefore, no manufacturer will come forward to manufacture few numbers. So the electronic manufacturing, if you reach a higher level, will be self-sufficient in entire aero and space. I hope I answered your question, my dear friend. 7.5 inch in
Yes, sir,
Cryo engine.
definitely. It has. Sir, one more last quick question we would like to
Welcome.
take. Yeah. So the question is, thank you for the previous question. I have one more question, sir. As Chandrayaan 3 has lifespan of 14 Earth days or one moon night. So my question is, after one moon night, the surface of moon will be extremely cooled. What is the survival chance of Chandrayaan 3? Will we be able to connect again with Chandrayaan 3 after 30 Earth days?
Excellent, excellent question. You please see Chairman Dr. Somnath interview as he was coming back to Bangalore, I believe there was a crowd. The same question was posed by one person. Okay, please watch that. I will briefly give the Somnath answer. He said, there is nothing we can do. Okay, we don't have data on such conditions. Okay, to see anything, you need data, initial data, final data, etc. So we allow it take its own time. That is the very safest route. That is the answer. You please see Dr. Somnath, this particular interview, then you will appreciate, you will really understand. You imagine the situation. How will he heat? Where will he start heating? How far you will heat? How will you control? You don't know how to control conduction. There's no conduction there. Convection, radiation there. We don't know conditions. Radiation depends on the ambience. So like this, heat transfer in space and the earth are totally, different. It's very difficult to apply, which law to apply where it's a big, confusion. Very good question. Excellent question. Please, you see Dr. Somnath interview.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'll see that interview or the question answer. Thank you.
Thanks
Okay, so
for the
with this,
question. I am happy to receive question from faculty as well as students. Okay, the questioning is always, triggers our mind and really improves everyone's knowledge, not only people who raise question, but everyone. Please see Somnath in a bright shirt coming out. Maybe in the airport, you're coming out of airport in Bangalore somewhere, and it is not organized interview, but people saw him.
So, sir, when he is coming actually in Bangalore, sir, actually I'm in Bangalore only.
I guess yes, he is back. I think I'm not very sure
Okay,
because
he's back.
control center is near Bangalore only.
Yes, I know, sir. It's
Headquarters,
near
Bangalore
me.
headquarters. PM has come and met, etc. So that is a nerve center now. So I feel he may be back in Bangalore.
Sure, definitely, sir. Thank you.
I really enjoyed the session. It's always nice to be back to college. I feel young. I'm very happy about it. I just started writing a book about some of the experiences, both technical and
yes, sir.
otherwise.
Yeah,
Yesterday,
actually, I was about to say this, that we have very limited books, very limited experiences that are related to science and technology. Like we don't find so many good books that we can get motivated to. Like for example, with this one lecture only, I feel like, okay, if this is the way from where it is started and where it went today, then anything is possible. So like that, in the field of science and technology, we would definitely would like to see more books, more movies, and maybe more of more of the places from where we can connect, maybe digitally or maybe via written communications.
absolutely. And yesterday, for the about the same time, I was attending a webinar on how to write a book for 3 hours. There was a fantastic. There is a trainer organization telling everyone who wants to write a book how to write a book. If you want, I can send a detail. Whoever wants to write a book, he conducts workshop also. You listen to his lecture, then you know. He's a specialist in how to write a book field. Obviously, it's wonderful. Thank you for the opportunity. Any more question? I am happy to stay and respond.
Yes, sir. Sir, really thankful because I would like to say thanks in many ways. Because in order to celebrate our Chandrayaan success, because in a hurry-burry manner we have arranged this lecture. But even in a short period, first of all, thank you so much for agreeing for giving the lecture, sir. And I think this is one of the best lecture. Even we have titled as a special session. Anyway, this session it already made it's a special technical session, sir. And also from Aryabhatta to Chandrayaan 3. Okay, so you have bring all the things brought back memories into our live picture. And personally, I would like to thank you even because I have traveled with you for more than 6 years in the same bus, even sometimes in the same seat also. Because I have learned many things from you, especially, and you have referred so many books also, sir. Even in my home, the library around some 60% book, it's full of the books because you referred so many things. Sir. And once again, thank you so much, sir. And finally, only one question, because as you mentioned that search is superior to the research, but search or research, it's a endless process. Because research means because once we are searching something, if you get some result, when the result is satisfied, otherwise, in case if you want to improve in the sense, automatically you'll go for the research. That means research. Then how did you differentiate the search is superior to the research or something, sir? I just want to get the clarified.
It's very simple, very simple.
Yes, sir.
It's a common doubt and question. When you do search, it's only for comparison. It means innovate.
Yes, sir.
You take it that way. Innovate. When you start, see Apple. Why Apple product is so expensive, so cute, still people buy. Okay. Last week also somebody presented me Apple product. Very cute, very light. Nothing like that. That's why you see there's a statement. It is hard to reach the top, still harder to stay there. You agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So in that context, the research means you are trying to understand what others have done. Okay. In the kind of innovation, you don't look at all. You have an original idea, new idea, novel concept. That you only have to start and build brick by brick. You may borrow one or two ideas here and there. There's nothing wrong. In something readily available on my table, why I should reinvent the wheel? Okay, those things is okay. But the spirit of the statement, research is innovate. You
Yes,
take
sir.
it that way, then you will be satisfied.
Yes, sir. Sir, can I take this way? For example, research means one side is actually we have to develop the new product, and another one is we have to identify the demerits or disadvantages of one product, and we have to modify and we have to give the updates. That is called as a research. We can take this way, sir.
Not like
So
that.
such
Product development, see, when I meant research, I meant the typical laboratory research. Okay. When you talk about product, it is something like engineering, different kind of a thing. That is how the context is like that. Research. Okay. Research, search. That's all.
Yes,
Search
sir.
and innovation. See, today the top 12 companies, they don't have factories. Google, does they have a factory? WhatsApp,
No.
Instagram, all are
No.
concept only,
Yes,
in
sir.
that
Yes, sir.
mode. In fact, I have some just no, I have noted down 12 companies, top companies in the world. None of them have a hardware or factory. All ideas, concept. Do you
Yes, sir. Yes,
understand?
sir.
That is what I
Yes, sir.
meant. When I say innovate, don't do research, mean search engine. How one social media, how powerful it has become. How many software, concepts are there to go ahead, See now WebEx is new to me. Cisco product.
Yes, sir.
You understand? You gave some reason why you have gone for WebEx. Very interesting. First time, this is first WebEx for me.
Oh, great, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
So
sir. Got it, sir. Got it.
we don't know what new thing will come next year.
Yes, sir. Obviously.
So that is what I meant when you say search.
Yes, sir. Great, sir. Great, sir. Really, thank you. Thank you so much once
Thank you
again.
so much,
Yeah, Pooja.
Senthil.
Yes, sir.
Always, you whenever I am trying to slow down, you make me to pick up and run. I am very thankful to you. At my age, it is very much required. Running is very much required. You are my engine. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh,
SRM,
thank you.
SRM is my vehicle. You are my engine. Thank you.
It's my great pleasure, sir. Even as a faculty, I am feeling that because even without any PPT slides or materials, more than 2.5 hours, it's running on lectures is very, very difficult, sir. In a faculty point of view, I'm feeling that. Really great, sir. Great, so much, sir.
I am sorry for lengthening like this so much.
Okay,
At
sir.
12:30,
No,
I
sir, no,
wanted
sir.
to stop.
Each and every point, it's valuable as well as useful, and it's one of the best interactive session for our ISTEM, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I am honored. I am blessed.
We also, sir. Our side also, sir. Yeah, Pooja, I can, sir.
Okay, so with this, we would like to thank the speaker for today, and thank you so much, sir, for taking us to this journey from the starting to today when we are watching the success of Chandrayaan 3. We are very, very thankful to all of the scientists who have worked tirelessly behind for the success. And from this Talk to Expert special session, we would like to congratulate the entire country and the scientists and the people associated with the project Chandrayaan 3 again. So thanks to all of you. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invite in a very, very short notice and delivering this lecture and interacting with the participants all across the country. One of this lecture will definitely, the recording of the lecture will be available on YouTube, and definitely it will be helping lot many researchers like us who are who are in the best era when we talk about technology. We can disrupt everything in every field of technology, and we have a lot of what we got from the people who have worked behind, like from the people who just started the journey to where we are today. We have a lot, and we will be very, very thankful and very, very you can say we are humbled that how much patience a person who has nothing from the technology that we have today. We have we have a power that was given by someone who has nothing at some point of time. So it's very enlightening to understand the entire journey in one way or other. So thank you so much, sir. We are very, very thankful to you. We are thankful for the participants for showing us so much interest to talk to experts. Thank you, sir. And we really look forward for more future interaction. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you for your contributions
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
till today. Thank you, sir.